I'm sure you're wondering what all this plastic around me is, and I can assure you, this isn't an episode of CSI. I'm going to show you specifically what it looks like when a good contractor preps your project for spray foam. So what should you look for when you're hiring a spray foam insulation contractor when it comes to prep before the job? This is what you're going to want to look for. So as you can see behind me, they're completely sectioning this area off, and they're going to continue to do that down this hallway into the other parts of the room. They do this so that everything that they're doing, the work that they're doing, is contained in one space so that it's not spread out across this entire office room. It's going to be in chunks and blocks. So whether it's your home or your business, the same level of care is going to be taken to make sure that your items and your floor and your walls are all nice and covered to make sure that they don't get spray foam on them. For this particular project, we're going to be spraying the rafters. So what the crew has done is, you see this is nice and covered. Top is covered, sides are covered all the way to the floor. But if you look up here, this is actually plastic covering all the way up to the wall to where they'll be spraying. The floor is covered completely too, to make sure that nothing gets on the floor as well. So let's talk a little bit more about this meticulous detail. As you can see right here, this plastic comes all the way down. And instead of there being a gap between the floor plastic and the plastic that's on this desk, they went through and they sealed it. And they're going to do that throughout, because what is happening is when the fiberglass is removed, the last thing you want to do is have fiberglass in the carpet or on the surfaces. Fiberglass can be kind of nasty anyway, just because it's small particles that can embed in your skin, so they want to avoid that at all costs. This same setup, they'll leave it up just like this, because when they spray the foam, you want to make sure that you don't get foam in places where you don't want it. This room has a solid drop ceiling. The other room that I showed you has open ceiling, so then they can just go in and spray. And here what they're going to do is they'll remove part of the drop ceiling, use a ladder to get up in there, and then they're going to spray the foam that way. So not all of the walls and things like that need to be covered in here, because it's in an isolated, enclosed space compared to the open ceiling cavities out in the other room. Don't let the amount of plastic overwhelm you, because it's here for a reason. And it's to protect your belongings, your walls, your floors, those sorts of things. But keep in mind, a good contractor isn't going to leave you stuck with a mess to clean up. All of this plastic, the debris from the cleanup, and any excess foam is going to be cleaned up by the contractor and the crew and taken out. By the time they're done, your space will look like it did before they started. Your spray foam prep expectations are really important, and that's why you and your contractor need to have a detailed conversation about what they do as a part of their prep work and homework that you may need to do. Sometimes they can come in and, like this project, they can cover everything up. But in other instances, like in a pole barn or sometimes a home, items will have to be removed from the area that's going to be sprayed before they come in and do the prep. Now, when it comes down to the amount of time that prep takes, that's going to vary based on the project. Could be a couple of hours, could be an entire day, depending on the size. That's why it's super important to make sure that you and your contractor are on the same page about what goes into the prep work that they offer, what you need to do as part of the prep, and what they're going to cover is their side of it. Now that I've given you an inside look on what you can expect when it comes to spray foam insulation prep, you might be ready to get some spray foam for your project. If that's the case, check out the dealer finder on our website. There you might find a RetroFoam dealer who also offers spray foam. I'm your building science brainiac, reminding you to bring a little science to every project.